Pisces, Piscean. Okay, so, your message is you have no plan to protect or respect me. It was rocky from the start, and you're not ready to fight our battles together. So it's best that I let you go. Being normal, like, what the fuck is that? Like, you want me to be normal? You want me to have normal thoughts? You want me to have a normal amount of what you call stability? When the reality is I've never been normal. From the day that you met me, I was never normal. I was Pisces. I was me. And I met you as me, and I will continue to be me. You can neglect me, but it won't change me. And it also won't change my perception of you, which right now, Pisces, the perception you have of others is not really, it's not really great. I do feel like there's a lot of deep-seated, well-deserved, but really deep-seated hatred. Okay, and like, well, I will say there's like all types of parts of you that want to ensure and be very accepting. Like, you want to ensure that you're still being accepting of the right people into your life. Like, you don't want to close down shop completely. And in fact, I don't feel like you want to break that part of you that wants to be like super kind and super forgiving and loving and well-deserving. Like, that's something that you still hold to be true for yourself. You don't want to become a hateful bitch. Like the type of vibe that I picked up on too was like, there was somebody that had you triggered like bad, like that put you into a state of mind that was so unhealthy and so raw and nasty, like raw wounds is what I picked up on, because it's like somebody cut you open and rubbed salt in those bitches. Someone left you so like attacked and malnourished. They feel like malnourished or like a neglected, that there is like no other concept for you in your mind other than what that person did to you. And there might have even been like a period of time where hatred was all that you knew, where hate and revenge and anger was all that you felt. There was a time to where you couldn't forgive, you couldn't forget, you couldn't release and let bygones be bygones, because you couldn't let that person go softly. You couldn't let them go softly and explore the world without them knowing your hatred. Okay. So, you had to almost like finalize in your mind the relationship between you and somebody else. To finalize it meant to criticize. To finalize it meant to tell this person who they were and what they did. Not let them get away scot-free with thinking that they were clean or that they were good. And you also, I think you left that relationship, you left that situation with a lot of hope and dreams of the future. Because you knew, in retrospect, like there's not many people that you will invite into your life again, with that same type of neglectful, abusive behavior. You won't allow another person to step to you in that way ever again. Okay, so if we're talking about like code of chivalry, if we're talking about like, if you're like samurai type, samurai code, it's like, okay, yeah, you can't disrespect me. You can't disrespect the code. I have a law, I have a nature. Okay, as a Pisces or as a person, I have law, I have nature. And if you spit on any of my codes or any of my stability, then you're gonna have to get cut. You're gonna have to get cut. You just will. The Five of Pentacles, I can't stay here. I can't stay in this position. Okay, I know it's like a thing of like, oh, Pisces, either you can choose to be the biggest hater, the biggest villain, or you can also choose to be the biggest hero type shit. That's what I pick up on. Swords, King of Swords is like, I could have chose to like really get in deep, like put my claws in and fuck somebody up. And I feel like that also was only confirmed by that sinking feeling. The hangman is like a feeling of existential dread. The sinking feeling, the dark place. You know, it's a dark version of yourself, or almost like your evil twin. It's somebody who who you are today, you don't even recognize. You don't recognize the hater that you was, and that's why I feel like this is why we talking about it. This is why we rolling back and kind of speaking on it, because like our shadows, or like the person that we keep inside of us, especially the person that used to protect us, that like internally, that was who you were. And you need to look back on who you were and see the shadows of your past in order to accept who you are now. Because who you are now is still going to be attacked by your shadow, by the things that had hurt you and made you feel hateful, by the things that attacked you and put your life in jeopardy, by the things that made you feel like you had to survive or fight to fit in and fight to fit the stereotype and be what everyone else wanted you to be, or whatever they said they needed you to be, right? You turned over a new leaf when you decided to do what you wanted to do and be who you wanted to be. You turned that leaf. That was you. That wasn't someone influencing you. That was just you. So when somebody asks you about your background and where you come from and who or where all of this kind of started for you on your journey of becoming self-loving and self-serving, but also, you know, kind and still very accepting of others. Like, how did you get that mentality from where you came? From whence you came is what I picked up on. Go back to from whence you came. You might be telling that to yourself almost. It's like you might feel the darkness like crawling up your throat and making you feel really uncomfortable, or making you feel like you want to say certain things, and then you like go back from whence you came. Like, go back to the past, because that's where you belong. You don't belong here. You belong in the past. You might be literally telling that to somebody as well. It's like, you belong to the past. You don't belong to me now. You know, who I am now is not even, like, I'm connected to that person. I know who that person was, but it's not who I am now. Justice in the Upright, it's like somebody feel betrayed. Somebody felt hurt by you. This might be a Libra or an air sign. Or it could almost be like someone feels betrayed by your feelings of love towards yourself, because they feel like by you accepting yourself in a certain type of way, by you fully accepting yourself, by you fully loving yourself, by you fully committing to you and what you want, that you're also putting them out on the back burner. So choices that you've made throughout your life for them meant so much to them that, like, now that you aren't making those choices for them anymore, or you aren't trying to fit in and trying to be what they try to mold you to be, it's a huge trigger to this individual, because it's almost like a spit in the face, but it's not even, it's the worst thing that you could have done. That's how they view it. It's like, you have become the worst person that you could have became, right? It's better than me, better than what I told you you was gonna be. You have become the worst, my worst enemy, my worst fear, my worst, like, darkness. You've basically become so strong and so powerful over this individual that they can't even commune with you or talk to you or see you without feeling that pain, without feeling that burden, without feeling like, I pick up on whips and chains. Like, even her stance is like somebody, like, I'm not even going to get into that aspect just because I want this YouTube video to be clean for the most part. But when you see this person right here in this picture, it looked like she about to whip somebody. Whip them back into shape type shit. Wheel of Fortune. You know, that's your strong suit, Pisces. Your strong suit is your love, your humanity. It's your above all else to look or overlook nasty darkness, shadows, negative traits, and to embrace the sides of people that you feel like are deserving, right? You do think that you have kind of sacrificed a lot of yourself for others. You do still believe in that, like, self-sacrifice is like the ultimate, like, Buddha, like, I pick up on like Hinduism or Buddhism, where it's like, this is the ultimate, this is what God or whoever, this is who they wanted me to be, is self-giving, give myself away. But I'm choosing to be something different for today. I'm choosing to be something different until I can wrap my head around giving to others. Because if I continue to give to the others in the way that I was, then I will destroy myself. You know, self-identity is like super big right now too for y'all. So let's see what's coming in the future. I'm curious, Pisces. I'm curious. What's coming in the future? 8 of Cups. Detective work. You know, and even in the picture you can see the detective. It's not even about like really being a detective or a spy or being an like agent of the darkness type shit. Like agent of darkness is what I picked up on. It's about really diving into the people around you and the people that you're inviting in, especially romantically. It's about looking at the similarities, not rejecting them, but also like calling the shots on what you believe that you need in your life right now. Because what you don't need is drama. What you don't need is somebody sitting there and trying to tell you who to be and how to be. You don't need a controlling ass motherfucker in your life, and you don't need to be also that controller, right? You need a perfect balance. That's what you need. Now, there's not. I can't pick a sign for you right now as far as like who that's gonna be for you, but I do think it's gonna come from something that you're not expecting. I'm not gonna say it's gonna come from romance. I will say it's gonna come from a peaceful individual, though. It might be like family. It could be something to the effect of a new friend, a new ally, like somebody that you actually feel like they're having that healthy and positive effect on you through their words and through their encouragement. And it's going to be somebody who you're not necessarily, like I said, expecting. You're not expecting to like them to step up to the pump and be as they were or as they are. 3 of Cups and Page of Cups in the upright is like, okay, so I have many options of what I want to do next with myself. Now, if I choose to be with somebody, will they choose me? Will they choose me or will they choose themselves? Because that's kind of where we get mixed up, Pisces. And like rose-colored glasses as a Pisces Venus, I already know. We get mixed up in giving to others because we believe that like we want to heal that part of them that has felt always rejected or hurt, because we want to heal that part in ourselves too. But also by doing that, sometimes we forget ourselves. We forget who we are. We forget how much effect we can have on the right types of people. So finding that right type of individual or right type of stability, that's going to be really necessary in these upcoming months. 10 of Wands, it's a lot of work. It is so much work. It can be a drag at times of like, okay, push and pull. Like, do I want somebody? Do I not want somebody? Do I want to keep trying to add to this or give to this? Or do I want to pull away and like just shore my own bank account up and shore my own shit up, and then eventually I will be able to come around the mountain in order to do my shit? And it's like the key to this is also taking it slowly. You can't rush this process. And you're not somebody who I would say typically does rush unless you feel like your relationship with somebody is being put on the line. Like if you value your relationship over yourself, right? So if you do, that needs to reel back. You need to put that shit away. Close the case on that one. If you've put your relationship over yourself for these past few years or months or even days, you need to reevaluate. Back the fuck up. Reel the fuck back. It's like, you know, you fishing for the wrong thing, baby. And the only thing you ever gonna find is the wrong thing if you don't also value yourself. Okay, Pisces. So that's what's going on with y'all.